A very, very warm good evening. This is Arnav Chaudhary. You are live on my YouTube channel, Arunfoot. It is Friday, March the 14th, 2025, and another live Indian football discussion here on my channel. Let's speak Indian football. Let's discuss things and see how things are, good or bad. It's a little bit of a lull before it restarts. And as always, at the start of the video, some of you might be watching it later on. If you do, thank you very, very much. But if you like what you're hearing, what you're seeing, do leave a like behind. Do share the content with others for other people to potentially join us in our Indian football conversations. And if you like the channel in general, if you want to come back for regular videos, do subscribe to the channel as well. We're at 2,362 subscribers at the moment. So thank you very, very much to everyone who's subscribed to the channel. And do watch what I call the shorter videos, which I try and produce on a regular basis. Did something earlier today that finally Meghalaya has confirmed that it will be hosting both India matches, the friendly against the Maldives, as well as the AFC Asian Cup 2027 qualifier against Bangladesh, 19th, the friendly, 25th, the qualifier. And let's see what happens in those matches, because I'm really looking forward to those India games, and we're slowly getting towards it. I haven't heard much about the Indian team and preparations. I don't know if you've heard something as such. Bit of a problem with the All India Football Federation these days. Rather calm and quiet, and not much of information on that. And let's see what happens. And of course, not to forget on this day, happy Holi to everybody. If you haven't celebrated, or if celebrating or have been in the colors, in the festivities, hope you enjoyed it. And let's focus back on Indian football and what is gonna happen in Indian football. I said we spoke a lot yesterday about current scenario in regard to the contracts of the All India Football Federation and FSDL. I see a lot of people putting out a lot of videos and rumors and what is happening, what is not happening. I'm a little skeptical on those, because from what I at least have heard is that some of these discussions, which seem to be ongoing in the background, are they actually factually true? That's a question that needs to be asked. And that's a lot of people are putting out a lot of information, whereas I at least feel that a lot of these infos, the insights, are they right? Are they correct? Are they right? Are they wrong? I'm a little skeptical by now, because it seems to me that a lot of people are talking about things. Do they really know what they're talking about? And it's a very complex scenario for the All India Football Federation. It's a very unclear situation. Do we have an Indian Super League in the future? What will be the structure of Indian club football in the future? What is also going to be the outlook of the AIFF if the money that they're currently getting from Reliance, if that actually factually dries up? Because then a figure of 50 crores is missing. I know a lot of people will say, corruption or misuse of this and that and everything. That might be a point of discussion, but I think my bigger fear is, if I look at the money not coming in, is can the All India Football Federation keep the system running? Can it keep its house running? Can it keep Indian football running? Because that money would be a big miss for Indian football on one side, and on the other side, of course, it's also a question of if how do you run your top tier in the men's game, at least? How do you run that? Because the question then is, can you can you really run your system? Because the problem that there is, and there will be, is that if those 50 crores which are coming in from Reliance, or have been coming in till now from Reliance, if that money doesn't come in, can Indian football survive? And and to me, it's a very dangerous thing, because let's see where it goes. Guardiola asked merge ISL and I League, make a 25-team tournament, 3-team relegation. Would it improve Indian football? how and where do you see that as an improvement? I always already think a 13 team or a 14 team ISL next season is already too big. If you look at the I League with its 12 teams, we need to be very, very clear of how many players, how can we create that? So for me, let's be very clear. If the ISL disappears, if Reliance pull out, I don't really know how many of the franchisees will continue to work in the system. We talk about those 50 crores that are being given by FSDL Reliance to the AIFF, but my bigger concern would be the investment that Reliance has been making every year into the running of the ISL. That money dries up, and if that money dries up, I see, outside of the Kolkata Giants, I don't know which of the other teams will actually continue to have a football club. And it is, and if that happens, then the question is also the corporate investors into I League clubs. Will they also stay or will they also pull out? Right. So therefore, I think the magnitude of this issue and this problem is not understood at the moment. I feel. I don't know what you guys think. Again, we are here in a little bit of a different bubble. Those of you who follow this channel, I think, are better informed than the general Indian football fans. So, yeah, let's see. And that's something. Can we build from scratch and make it up in the next 5 years? Angry Birds 255. Nice thought. But I would need the money to build up something even from scratch. So my fear, as I say, if Reliance pulls out, how many of the teams stay? Because the AIFF at the moment is having problems in running the I League. Does anybody see the AIFF? So for me, starting from scratch sounds nice, but who's going to put in the money to start from scratch? Who is going to be the Reliance of the future to put in hundreds of crores? If you see, that's the investment at the top to build something. Nice idea, but realistically, I don't know. I don't know how this can be the solution of it. We are at the moment in a situation where I think the AIFF is, even if the AIFF has been looking now for a while to find other people to come in and, take over potentially from Reliance and run the system financially. Nobody's actually come, yeah. Will the final outcome of this dilemma come out before the start of next season? Angry Birds, to me, it has to happen before the start of the season. Because if it doesn't happen before the season, how does the ISL then exist, right? Because the ISL is a product, a baby of Reliance at the end of the day, right? They could say, listen, we hand it over to the AIFF, run it. But if the AIFF doesn't get the 50 crores and doesn't get another, 100 crores extra on top of that to run the ISL, then the federation is not even in a position to run a proper I League. How will they run an ISL? So that is my overall concern if I look at things, where I am worried looking at Indian football, that how can we build a strong, as you call it, build a strong foundation and build on top of that. And that's something, commercially, I think that's, go back to our conversations yesterday. That's the biggest challenge, I think, in Indian football, to make it commercially viable, workable. हम फॉरेन स्काउट का बुलाकर प्लेयर का स्काउट करना चाहिए. Why would foreign, Ashish? So Ashish's question is, we should be calling foreign scouts to come to India. Why would foreign scouts come, Ashish, to India? That would be my question to you or to anybody else, because given the scenario, given the realities of things, I don't see the reasons for foreign scouts to come to India. If we look at the reality of, East Bengal FC 2 days ago against Arkadak FK. We saw a mid-table ISL team, and we saw the weaknesses of the Indian footballers in regard to technical abilities, in regard to basics, in regard to technical, tactical. Why would foreign scouts come to India? Where is that? Except if there is one exceptional talent in Indian football, scouts would be here tomorrow, right? If there is that one exceptional Indian talent, scouts would come. I was reading yesterday about someone who's playing in Spain in La Liga, was playing in Sierra Leone, a year back, and now Manchester City is looking at the player. So if there is that exceptional talent, yes, people will come. But I don't know if any one of you is seeing or has seen an exceptional Indian talent that needs to be scouted by a foreign entity. I don't see that, right? And talking about Manchester City Football Group via Mumbai City will know the Indian market. So therefore, where is that Kusanov, sort of kind of guy in Indian football? There isn't anyone. That's the problem. Hi, Blue. Welcome back. Can FSDL be allowed to handle all the leagues and let AIFF be a namesake partner at low stakes? Angry Birds, that's not the aim of FSDL. FSDL, if you look at what the conversations or the supposed conversations so far have shown, FSDL wants to run ISL, maybe do something with the national team, but the rest should be the job of the AIFF. So therefore, they will not run the system for the AIFF. I think that opportunity, that chance was there. When the roadmap was being evolved and developed, that the I League becomes a second-tier league to the ISL. That was a possibility, which was also looked at in that roadmap which we created. But again, it hasn't been evolved and developed in that way that you can say, it is going that way. And therefore, for me, that's, I think, the biggest challenge, I think, that we find in, because the challenges are there. And, it's something, let's see. Ranjal asks, can you explain in detail why do you think a small ISL 10 teams is better than bigger ISL 20 teams? Ranjal, we don't have the quality. We don't have the quality of players for a bigger league. If you see the quality of Indian players over the last 5-6 years, it has dropped dramatically. I'd rather have a 10-team competitive league, fighting it out, rather than having dead wood, right? And last season, I said this, last season I was even harsher. I said, listen, the top two were a class of their own, Mohun Bagan and Mumbai City. Then you had a few teams who were there, were fighting. And then the rest of the league is fighting for the 6th spot, right? And it was very, very evident, right? And this season, Mohun Bagan, because they held their standard, kept it. And the others were struggling, so and so, even though I think if FC Goa hadn't had the injuries. And to me, the point is a smaller, a more competitive league is better than blowing up your league and hoping that something will happen. This is something which I remember when we were discussing in regard to the roadmap of Indian football. How can you grow the league? And by growing the league, keeping the standard and actually improving the standard. That has not happened. The standards are dropping year on year. Every time you bring in a new team, the standard of the Indian Super League is dropping. That's the reality. That's the reality of the last few years. And therefore, for me, a smaller league is more competitive. That's why I also say the I-League, don't make it too big. Make the I-League 2 bigger. Make the I-League 3 bigger. Make it properly competitive, right? And those are the leagues where Indians are supposed to play, because you don't allow foreigners to play in I-League 2, I-League 3, and in the local leagues. That is, that's the reality. I think a better strategy for Indian football would be to send 11 8-year-olds to Europe for 10 years and hope they'll become good. Don't think domestic football could ever become profitable. RS, nice approach, nice idea, but 11 8-year-olds is not your talent base. if you think you want to send 8-year-olds, because of this 11 8-year-olds, most probably, if you take statistics, maybe one would become a professional. And secondly, you're not allowed to do that, right? To send 8-year-olds abroad. So first of all, nice thought. It doesn't work that way. You would then have to say, listen, I'm sending thousands of kids across somewhere to train professionally. And from that, you create your talent base. That's not going to happen. So my problem is all these ideas of sending young players across and all that stuff. Yeah, nice. But where are we going with this? Foreign scouts would rather go to Central Asia, war-torn countries, than come here. We are that far behind. Also, our players will not try that. Blue, very, very important point. Both the points are very, very important. I know that Indian football is part of the global scouting database, and I know a few scouts who look at what we most probably would call fringe markets in world football, and India is part of that sort of. I haven't heard anything. I remember I had a lot of conversations in 2015, 16, 17 around the Under-17 World Cup when a team was regularly training here in Europe, especially here in Germany. So let's wait and see. Let's wait and see. But to me, even the Under-17 World Cup squad, if I look at it, now in hindsight, we didn't have that exceptional talent, right? We did not have that exceptional talent in that Under-17 World Cup squad. It was for Indian standard, it was a good team, the most well-prepared team we've ever had, but it did not have that exceptional talent who you say, you know what, that guy is going to make it. We didn't have a Phil Foden or a Jadon Sancho or whatever in that squad. So what is practical? League of 16 teams playing 30 games with promotion relegation, or 10 teams play 4 times in each other bottom team relegation promotion? Bharat first, 16 teams, 30 matches sounds nice, but again, I think at the moment it'll dilute our system more. If I have 10 teams, I'd rather play 4 times, not 4 times, I'll play 3 times because I have still the ISL playoffs. And I'd say if I'm playing 3 times, so I ensure that I've got 27 matches, so I fulfill AFC criteria, and then fill it up with cup competitions. So that would be my sort of roadmap, so that's the reality. It's exactly 20 years ago when Borussia Dortmund got bailed out just before bankruptcy was announced. Yeah, Roshan, 2 million euros from Uli Hoeneß, which saved, and see where the club has gone over the years, especially the years with Jurgen Klopp has taken Borussia Dortmund to great heights, which were important for Borussia. And to me, I think the big question is, are they going to downward spiral now, or can they stabilize, or will they go the Schalke way? You think a smaller ISL and additional proper cup competition could be better for Indian football? Roshan, 100%. 100% that would be better. Because to me, the cup competition part is something which we've been playing around. It's not working. And our so-called cup competitions are round robin come knockout matches, right? So if the AIFF, I think for the AIFF even now, it would have been easier to organize the Super Cup as a, let's say, 32-team tournament through the season. I think the cost for that would be cheaper than holding it now as a one-venue tournament from the 21st of April. I think so. Now, do you think India can qualify? I think Bangladesh will beat us in away matches. Arijit, yes, I still think we can qualify. I think now, and I've been saying this for the last 2-3 months, or actually, over 3 months. The first video I think I made in December about it, that we should be talking about Sunil's comeback. And to me, that's very, very important. To me, it was always important to think about and to consider that we need to bring Sunil back, because Sunil is in a form where, Therefore, I think it is possible. I think important is the Maldives game for us. If we can get a good result against the Maldives, that would an easy win. Let's put it this way. That would be ideal in my opinion. If we get an easy win against the Maldives, that would give us new belief in the team and the squad and the players in themselves, and also for Manolo. And then, Bangladesh, is working on things, but Hamza will come in very, very late. Hamza will have only a few training sessions with the team. So, we need to use the Shillong crowd in our favor, make it a little hostile. We should be trying that. Indian football fans should support their country football. There are core fans for open football. If you don't support your own country football, what kind of supporters you are? Estas very well said. I totally agree with you on this. I think that is one of Indian sports' biggest problem, right? That we discussed it yesterday, and that Indian fans like to support success. Indian fans are not there to be there when you're going through a tough phase, and to me, I remember I had this conversation. Oh no, sorry, not I had this conversation, but I also had some Twitter conversations about it at the time during the FIFA World Cup. People were going left, right, and center to Qatar to watch matches, and I then said, why don't you support Indian football and all? And some of them, someone actually said to me, "Oh, someone like you is an idiot. Why do you support Indian football? Why don't you just support Germany?" So therefore, for me, I think it would be the duty of every Indian to support India in any sport whenever India is playing. That should be the duty of every, in every other country as well, of every, support your teams in whatever sport they're playing. National certification in sports are for sale. Okay, Orijit. What's your opinion about new proposed MRA of FSDL, which is floating in social media? Riton, I think that as you see, there is a lot of stuff floating around on social media. From my understanding, is not everything that is floating around on social media is correct at this moment in time. I would say let's wait a little what there is. Surely one thing is very, very clear, that the old MRA, the Masters Right Agreement signed by AIFF and FSDL, that will not be renewed in that way. That I think can be said. The question now is, how do the AIFF, how do FSDL work together for ensuring that, amongst other things, that the ISL continues, that India's top league survives and stays, and secondly, that the AIFF has enough money to run its system. Those are the two key questions that need to be answered. And somewhere down the road, both these sides need to come together and find a solution. Let's see where it is. I think that is the big question. Therefore, a lot of people are saying, a lot of this, that, everything. And again, sorry, from my understanding, no one, I'll be very, very brutal at this. None of these guys actually know what they're talking about. Okay, ask everybody who's talking about this, has anybody seen any documentation? Has anybody been part of the conversations who's speaking? No, there are certain people putting out stuff and a lot of people speculate about it. Good evening, Kieran Rare, welcome back. How come war-torn nation like Afghanistan doing so well in cricket, football, futsal, taekwondo, but India can't in football? Orijit, cricket, I can't say why. Futsal and taekwondo, again, there is a bigger commitment towards the nation. In India, I feel sometimes, sorry, and don't take it personally, I feel a lot of people show their pride by saying it or by showing off the flag. But actually, people, if you are littering on the street, if you're dirting your country, that is also something which you should be proud of, that your country is clean, that your country is organized and structured. In India, most people don't care. Sorry for that. I'm being straight up and direct. In these other countries, especially in these war-torn countries, if I say, for example, I've dealt with Ukrainians over here in Germany, right, who have had to flee their country. They have a different kind of pride. right? And I think Indians sometimes, I feel, need to earn that. There's a lot of entitlement of being proud of India, and you being selective what you're proud of whenever India is successful. And if India is fails in something, then there is no ownership of that, right? There's no accountability of things, and that's I think the thing is that with all these countries, right? Hope we will get someone after Sunil from SAF and other useless cups. Yeah, Blue. And Sunil will save us. I think, Blue, that's the thing for us. I think, one, we need Sunil at this moment in time. We need a certain Mr. Chetri, at least for the AFC Asian Cup qualifiers. And I hope in the summer, Sunil gets a break for the SAF championship. We are the defending champions. That someone else steps up, or someone else is given a chance to play as a striker. Yeah, that's what I would like. All the Bangladeshi social media pages are buzzing with the inclusion of Hamza. They're thinking that they can make it to Asian Cup. Manok, one player can make you a little bit better. And Hamza is that player who can make Bangladesh surely better. But I don't see how Bangladesh in this group can top the group. They might upset me and make it, but I don't think that Bangladesh is. Yeah, I think we shouldn't be as negative as we are. I think we are at the moment very, very negative about the Indian team. But I hope that the Indian team sorts itself out, and let's wait and see what happens. Don't want to be a big mouth, but few selected Indian players who are quite young is high after confidence decision. Hope they will do well. Which young selected Indian players should be high, right? I mean, by the way, in Bangladesh social media, they are fighting because someone said Bangladesh's best sportsman is Hamza, and people got mad saying Shakib Hassan, cricketer is better. Blue, that's always a discussion. Yeah, let them discuss it if that's their problem. Yeah, these controversies are eyewash from the real issues. No, it's part. I think at the moment there is no eyewash. The real question is, does Reliance stay, or do they say Tata bye bye and SOS AIFF? That's the question. That's the starting and the end questions. Yeah. So, yeah. Any development of POSA players, return nothing. There's not even a conversation, anything happening. There is no movement on that. Hey Akash, welcome back. Other than improving quality, in brackets, which can't happen suddenly, do you have any plan on how to make a normal person interested in domestic football without guilt tripping for not being nationalists? I think that there has to be a concerted effort, to grow interest in Indian football, and to me, the biggest challenges in all of this to grow Indian football, and especially domestic football, as you say, is to try and reach out to the people and try and grow the base. Word of mouth is very, very important on that football fans who are going. I know a few Mumbai City fans who will tell you, what, supporting the club is one thing, but going to the ground is something different, right? And that is something I think that it can be experienced for fans to be going to Kolkata to watch a match, be it in the Northeast, be it in Jamshedpur, be it in Odisha, be it in Goa, be it in Kerala, be it in Mumbai, be it in Bangalore, be it in Chennai, even Punjab. So therefore, that's the main thing. Get people into the grounds, and those people have to be the multipliers. That is the most important things. Hi, Zoravar. When Professor Patel left, did he leave left sizable funds? If yes, how come this body is spending so much more and can't seem to earn anything? Financial mismanagement also seems to has its scale. Abhijit, Kushal Das left, if I remember the figure right, 61 crores in fixed deposits behind when they left in 2022. And supposedly either nearly all or most of that FD money is gone, and the AIFF is spending more and is delivering a worse product overall. That's one of the realities. Bangladesh fans are abusing Hamza, as in a recent news channel has declared Hamza is the greatest sports person of Bangladesh history over Shakib Al Hassan. Yeah, let's see. Roshan says, I guess Sunil Chhetri is helpful for the qualifiers, but for Asian, he's not enough. We saw last Asian Cup, and that's no rant against him. Yeah, Roshan, and also not to forget that Asian Cup is in January 2027 in Saudi Arabia. So Sunil will be even older than he is now. So, all of these things need to be kept in mind. So, yeah, it's a challenge. It's surely a challenge. And we need to find solutions to Sunil Chhetri and not hope that Sunil will be playing on. But let's wait and see what happens. Right, already over 30 minutes on this live on this Friday evening on March the 14th. If you're liking what you're seeing, what you're hearing, do leave a like behind. 4 only so far. We are 26, 27 people in this live. Do leave a like. And if you are new to the channel, do subscribe as well if you like to see more. 2,363 subscriptions so far. Thank you very, very much. And also watch the short videos that I do on a regular basis. Did something today about Shillong hosting the India matches in March. Before that, about East Bengal, Arkadak, AIFF Reliance is something which I did. And I'm planning to do something around AIFF financing tomorrow. Is Starlink available in Germany? Roshan, correct me, but I don't know. I don't think it is available here. Good evening, sir. You're doing well. Yes, Ishan, thanks. Good to see you back. Guaduna says, I hope Real Kashmir wins the I-League this time, but seeing the current scenario, Kashi and Churchill, Kashi and Churchill brothers are firm favorites. Let's wait and see. The I-League is in an Indian football context, the craziest league that we have. I think anybody can still win it. And for me, I said, friends of mine are involved in Kashi. So I've said from the start, I think they would be a good champion and good addition. And with Real Kashmir and with Churchill brothers, my fear is if they can actually move into the ISL with all the requirements and bank guarantees and other things which are needed. Indian league organizers don't really care about fan experience. It's too poor. Why not? I don't think so. I honestly, I don't think that the experience is bad. I've had that experience in January, Feb. I thought, Punjab people don't come, but they actually make an effort in Delhi. Mumbai City is what it is, so it's quite good. And even in Kolkata, I think if you've been a long-time fan, what are they supposed to do with the fan experience, right? The question is at the end of the day is, if I'm spending on fan experience, am I going to get more fans in it? Does it, the ratio of cost factor and income, and therefore, I think, don't think that the fan experience in XYZ stadium and XYZ country is different or much better. Have we already lost the ACL 2 slot? No, Iramaya, not. Chankte's performance this season, Abhijit, his problem is that Chankte's last 2 years has elevated himself to a level that he is to me, that he is, so to say, the number 2 in Indian football behind Sunil Chhetri in that way, right? And but therefore, if you set that standard, he's now the captain of the team. I would say that Chankte has not lived up to that expectation, right? So for him, it is, it is a challenge. It's a huge challenge. And towards the end, he did get better. But again, I would say, knowing him a little, he himself, and I would also say for myself, or most fans would have hoped and expected more from him. Sorry, Brandon's. No, disappointing. Even Brandon, the same thing. So from that perspective, should have done better, but it's been a disappointing season for him since coming back to Mumbai City. Ritan says, forget World Cup, we may lose supremacy on SAF in near future if we don't bring PA on OCI players. Yeah, Ritan, very, very right. Starlink is available in Germany. Looks like we'll be more dependent on US than ever before with the aggressive US. Who says that? Where do you get that info from? That we will depend even more. We're trying to de-link ourselves from the US on a number of fronts. So I don't know. Again, I wouldn't know that Starlink. Again, is it available? Who uses it? I don't know. I've never heard that it's used by the telecom or something, or by Vodafone. But again, yeah. To Germany as counterpart of Bundesliga and basketball, is it also multi-table promotion relegation? Abhijit, we have a Bundesliga in every sport, and it is a full season in every sport. So yes, basketball has it. Handball, ice hockey, volleyball, you name the sport. We even have a Bundesliga in tennis, in badminton, in table tennis. Yeah, every potential sport. Germany won the basketball World Cup. Yes, XYZ in 2023 they did. I don't think PA or diaspora players will be allowed because of the rise of Khalistani violence in West. In fact, India government is cancelling OCI of many overseas Indians. Plus, they are bringing even more stricter citizenship laws in guidelines. Could be a problem, yeah. But if India wants to bid for the Olympics, so that's it. I don't know about Starlink. Anyhow, I think Musk gas too much influence on Germany with X. Roshan, very true. Look at attendance of Blasters games used to have such high attendances. So from their point of view, getting people into the stadium wasn't a problem, but some still locals aren't interested in watching the game. RS, I think the Blasters thingy is something very, very complex and complicated. So I think, so therefore for me, there are issues over there, so it's not linked in that way, and the management will have to look into it. But let's see where they, if they can come together. Let's see. How is Khalistani violence related to giving OCI players a chance to play? They can surely check background if they want. Blue, if they want to, they can do a lot of things. So, that's the thing. Chante is not capture material. Your opinion, and I would disagree on that. Akash. Thoughts on the appeal by Northeast United FC to FIFA regarding the Karabasasi player? I support North United FC, but you have to play against Monbakan sooner or later anyway, hopefully. Potato Alliance. I have faced a similar thing in 2014 regarding Nicolas Anelka. You put your transfer request into the system of the FIFA TMS, and in our case, it was the Premier League. He had a ban at West Bromwich Albion, Nico, and that was activated automatically by the Premier League. This didn't happen. I guess the Hungarian league hadn't updated its database. I don't know, something of the sorts was lacking, and therefore, to me, they can appeal it. I don't know if the status committee will intervene and change something. So let's see if they act or don't. And I've watched all the matches of Indian Asian Cup, AFC Asian Cup. Chetri was absolutely horrible. He missed so many goal scoring chances. Akash, how many goal scoring chances did he have? I would think of one or two. And we're not talking about Asian Cup. We're talking at the moment of qualifying for the Asian Cup. And tell me a better striker at the moment. I don't see anyone. The current Indian government simping for years. They just allowed Starlink due to mass public criticism, deleted it on X. Okay, so now are you excited for the friendly against Maldives, sir? I don't know why. I'm a bit nervous considering the Bangladesh game is around the corner. Ishan, I've got Um, mm, I'm looking forward to it. And I land in India on the 19th. So again, but I will be in Delhi. So yeah, looking forward to it and hope. Again, for me, important is from a mentality aspect. India just needs to score and needs to win. That's my only thing against the Maldives, and the Maldives are the right ones to do it. Yashaka, Modi are giving OCI cards to leaders of countries that are irrelevant and Mauritius. So leave like a normal citizens. I think count of India from now forth will only give to like leaders only. Okay. Zigo, T-Mobile, the leading mobile providers in the Netherlands. What about Germany? T-Mobile, Vodafone, and O2. Hi, Kumar. I'm good. What's going to happen? I said, Kumar, I think there is no clarity on what's going to happen. That's, I think, the point at the moment. There is a lot of talk about a lot of things. A lot of people are saying a lot of things. A lot of people seem to know what is happening. And I think there's no clarity at the moment where this journey is going to go. You know, and to me, we're in a very dangerous situation. I personally am worried. Actually, now in origin, ice figure skater changed her citizenship from US to India. She's quite talented, but the sports ministry doesn't even know she represents India. Yeah, I've heard that from friends in America. Yeah, quite a while ago actually. Because she wasn't getting a chance as the US team because she was good enough for them, but she wanted to be part of the international tour or the North American tour. Let's see. Out of context, but he's going to play at Kalyani like Mohammedan is doing. Kishore Bharati is going to fill Yuva Bharati. Krirangan, Akash, you know that Kalyani, if East Bengal playing Kalyani, East Bengal will not fail Kalyani. The weird part is the big three filling Kalyani is a tough one because it's 90 minutes from Salt Lake, right? I mean, I went there last time around. So therefore, for me, makes no sense. Makes no sense. Hyderabad FC moving from office from Hyderabad to Delhi doesn't seem like that drastic of a scenario. Change the support for the football in Delhi isn't that bigger that was in Hyderabad. Potato Alliance, I think it is bigger in Hyderabad than it would be in Delhi. You know, in first season of Hyderabad, they pulled 8K. So people saying Hyderabad don't have any football support is quite wrong. Exactly, Akash. To me, that is something which is very, very true. And but it's a very complex thing because the owners, their business, the setup is in Delhi NCR, the BC General Group, and therefore they want to. I mean, originally their plan was to have an I-League team, if you remember, year before last, when Inter Kashi came in. But let's see. I think if again we need to start with this earlier. If the ISL stays, first point. If Hyderabad continues, in the midterm, they will shift to Delhi. If not in the summer, 26 or 27, they will move to Delhi. I think that is very, very clear. That is very, very clear from, Who do you think will win ISL Emerging Player of the Season? Abi Mitai would be one from Punjab FC. Does Bryson qualify from his age? Then maybe Bryson. And then it already gets tough. Kuru Abhishek. Techcham or anyone else. Yeah. Abi Mitai. He likes to be called Abi Mitai, just as an info. Kuru, I still don't know. Yeah. I've said that multiple times. I've seen the boy. He does his job well, but I don't know. So, difficult. Skater's name is Tara Prasad. Thanks, Zoravar. Of course, against Giants of Australia, we'll not get enough chances to score, but when we do, we must score. As far as I remember, in Syria and Uzbekistan, we should have scored. Heck. Where did we have chances against Uzbekistan to score? What's your opinion about Kerala Bus FC though? I know some fans who used to go regularly, but not now. Not most fans are boycotting. Blue, I think. As I said multiple times over the last few months, the Blasters is a very difficult, complex scenario. The owners are giving a certain budget. The management are running it according to the budget, and if they are unable to run it, they then sell players to cover or recover money to be able to spend on the team. I feel also the fans made a bigger thing about Ivan Vukovanovic than they should have, because he didn't win in the end. I know he took him to the playoffs and this and that and everything, but they always collapsed. If you follow them, they've always collapsed. So yeah. So therefore, it is a very difficult one, and knowing Abhik as the new CEO, it is tough. He tried to be open, he tried to be honest, he tried to communicate with people and fans via social media also, via, when he said, I'll try to answer your questions on Twitter. And that seemed to backfire on him, right? So therefore, very, 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 very difficult scenario. And the question is, when will the owners come in and say, you know what, now we want to win something, let's push. That's the challenge. Are you optimistic for Irfan Yadav because he's tall, fast, and also a bit technical, not sloppy with his feet? Kind of closer, Gerd Müller, Mario Gomez, Nicholas for XYZ, you're comparing Irfan Yadav with some of the best, if not the best strikers in the history of world football. Gerd Müller, to me, out of own experience, is the best player that I have ever seen, even in his higher age. So therefore, just that comparison is unfair. Irfan Yadav, to me, is not about what because he's tall. Irfan, I remember I saw him first for Bangalore United in I-League 2, or second division league as it was called. And therefore, he has something about him. And the boy works hard. He tries to improve. And this is something, that is different than other players. And one will see in the last 2 years a considerable development in the player since he's been playing in the ISL. And I hope that he improves even more. And then we'll see. I hope he gets there's something. So therefore, let's see. Also, there were a few incidents where they intervened, whole chanting against management. Yeah. It's a very complicated thing with the Blasters. My friend went to one of the matches of Modern Sporting at Kishore Bharti. He said it's amazing viewing experience. It's close to pitch. I love when Bangan used to play at Kalyani Stadium. Yeah, but Akash, I even did commentary in Kalyani in the past, and how many fans used to turn up, right? So Kalyani is too far away from Kolkata. Is there friction between Germany and Turkey? I understand friction with Nigeria and France, which also seems excessive in Nigeria's sport. Comment window. Not that I know of. I don't know where you get your info. Sometimes, seriously, guys, look at your sources where you're getting your information from, because some of the stuff you throw out over here is really, really, really out of this world. Kumar says, I'm in Hyderabad. Most of the people in Hyderabad do not even care. I've asked my circle and random people. Nobody cares apart from 1 lakh people in the entire Hyderabad population. Yeah, but even if it's 1 lakh people, that's 1 lakh people, Calabasas are close to signing an Italian coach who manages in Italian third division. So, Robert, I've been told that story is false. So, and you're saying talks are in final stages. Someone else has told me that guy's not even in the running. They're looking at coaches with an ISL background, supposedly. Therefore, I never know what is true, what is not true. Who should win the Golden Ball? Should not East United FC win the cup? I know Subhashish had an excellent season, but not to the level of what Ajare compared to owners, where the defense was a group effort. Potoro Alliance, to me, it is Aludin Ajare. If they win it or not, I don't know. Again, I might be wrong, but I don't think that he deserves it for the track record he's made. But Shubhashish is being discussed. I know a lot of Kolkata people are talking about it. But even if before I pick Shubhashish, I would, I think maybe Alberto Rodriguez, maybe. I don't know. Do you think Pakistan being so bad at football also doesn't help because there's no rivalry? Because an average person won't care if India loses to like Qatar. Football would pay attention if it was Pakistan. RS, we beat Pakistan. Who bothered about it? I think this whole India-Pakistan thing is in cricket. It's like, I don't know, Germany, Netherlands, Germany, England in football, but you can't replicate that in another sport. FNI posted once, Trao and Neroka were pretty biased to recruit Mithai players. Pretty sad when you think of the football culture in Manipur. Roshan, this divide in Manipur has been there for decades. They've had civil wars, civil strife, and the rest of India till today doesn't care, right? So to me, that those are the problems. So these things, if you're surprised of hearing or reading about them, these are the realities, sad realities of what happens in India. Bangladeshis on social media are confident that they will cook us with Hamza. I think we will end up with a shameful draw. Akash, I know a few Bangladeshi journalists and we've been in touch over the last few days. And none of them, after Sunil's return, are thinking that they'll win against us. So therefore, social media is nice. If you follow social media, it's nice to see what people are saying. But do these people know really what they're talking? Sorry, I go back to that point. I was very clear about it yesterday. You all can have an opinion, but do you know enough? Do I know enough? Am I watching the training of the Indian team to be able to say, they're this or that? No, you don't. So therefore, I think some people should keep their opinions to themselves rather than putting it on social media and then selling it also that everyone's thinking of that, right? Again, the journalists are speaking a totally different language, and those people do follow Bangladesh football in and out. Wait for a few years, even Pakistan would smoke us 4-0 in coming years if we don't do anything, which is probably going to happen, says XYZ to RS. Let's see. Mohammed Suhail, PFC, says Bhaskar. Yeah, picked up towards the end. But I also saw him early in the season. I thought, oh God, what is he doing in the ISL? So let's see. ISL experience of the Molina rumors are true. Unlikely one will let him go without a hefty fee. However, I don't see Mr. Goenka releasing Molina. And meaning ISL experience doesn't mean it has to be Molina, right? They will be looking at the usual suspects. I think they would have reached out to Ivan to try and convince him to come back and others. Yeah. These Northeast players need to stop naming themselves Mithai and Cookies. If this comes in football, something bad will happen because of tribal issues. XYZ, who are we to tell how they should be naming themselves, right? That's their surnames, that's their tribal names, which has been there for decades and centuries, and they identify with that. That's something which is of a reality. So therefore, again, do I have an understanding of what is happening in there? No. Club football is always culture, ethnic centric, ethno-nationalistic. Is Mohun Rivalries 100% ethnic based, so it's Madrid Barca derby. Yeah, it is, but it is on a different level. It is if a good Catalan player wants to play for Real Madrid, he will play for Real Madrid. If a good player from Madrid wants to play for Barcelona or in Barcelona, he will play for that. And East Bengal Mohun Bagan rivalry is more amongst the fans than amongst the players, because take it seriously, even in the past, most of the players were friends amongst each other. The fans used to hate each other, but the fans are together. Or players used to have dinners together after a Kolkata derby. I've been to a few of them. So therefore, all of this from a fan, what happens off the field and on the field very often is different, right? So therefore, don't take the off-field stuff to the on-field stuff. Try to restrict talk about inferiorities other than football info. We get to different discussions. Kumar, thanks for the advice. Which answer question? Mashka said, it is Abi Mithai to me. If you ask me, that would be the top one. If Bryson fits into that, let's wait and see. Lobera has rejected Kerala to see Zoravar. I'm not very sure what is happening in and around Lobera. I am also not clear what is happening at Odisha. There have been a lot of rumors. I don't know if anyone has seen Rohan Sharma tweeting, we are staying here. I don't know if he said something. I have not seen anything. Let's see. Mohammed Sur from PUC. Yeah, that is the youngster Kumar. Well, I always thought why football culture is so deep rooted in our Bengal but not present in Dhaka. Do you know why? Even to see most of the Bangladesh football craze is in hill areas. Akash, for that, I don't know Bangladesh enough to be able to say anything. I wouldn't know. I would have to ask someone in Bangladesh or from Dhaka to explain to it. As you say, there's a lot in the hills, especially towards Sylhet and all, where there is a lot of interest. Can we expect big changes, Kerala Blasters, in the coming season? Pradeep, can be. I think that is something which is a real possibility. Because I think the Blasters are very, very unhappy under pressure. I think they need to work towards trying to get their fans back. I think that's a huge challenge for the Blasters. And yeah, I think if we spoke about it as well. I think in Adrian Luna, his time is up. I think the Blasters need to find a replacement for him to be sort of their talisman, and not easy, not easy. Also, Molman is interested to a high-profile Spanish playmaker who's 35 years old but has played in La Liga. Forgot his name. Okay. Again, Zoravar or others, Pradeep, there will be a lot of names thrown around. Let's wait and see. I know most of the football world nowadays loves these transfer rumors and stories. But let's see what happens in the end. We will have a lot of names, big names will be linked to clubs in India in the summer, and most probably 99% of those will never, even come to India, or they don't even know. My uncle told me many stories like in his childhood, no Bengal would have played for Mohun Bagan and vice versa. Mohammedan was only for Muslims. Akash, those days are long, 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 long gone. Also, they're interested to sign Juan Mata. Okay, interesting. Rohan Sharma is an NRI OCI person. He gets a lot of banter for leaving Delhi, but I think has proven his dedication for Indian football with Odisha more than enough. Roshan, Rohan is, I think he's an NRI or OCI, whatever it is. I think is he American born? I mean, he sounds American to me. But the company's base, his father's company's based in Dubai, right? So, yes, I would think he is that. And yeah, you're right. I mean, they have invested into Dynamos. It didn't work out. Had an option to switch, of course, with the help of the Odisha government. Um, so, yeah. But again, if someone has an opinion and he voices his opinion, he questions the fan bases of the other teams. Um, so let's give him or other people the credit when they're trying to do it, or actually not trying, but they're doing something for Indian football. How was Jorge Costa? I guess you've worked with him in Mumbai City. No, Jorge Costa came way after I was gone, so I don't know how I've met him, but I don't know how he is. Is it true that Mohun Bagan Supergiant can't get spot in ACL too? Why? As far as I know, there's no FC ban on them for opting out this season. So therefore, no, I don't think so. You said that Liton hope to get a 2019 night group in 2027 Asian Cup, where its fans would know we are cooked. At least in 2000, the Indian media covered the event more than in 2023, but we should take the right players. XYZ, let us qualify first. One day people say we will not qualify. The next day we're talking about the groups in 2027. Let us qualify first. Do you think Morma can afford Juan Mata? Do you think he will be a like replacement for Stewart? Um, I think Mohun Bagan, if they want to, they can afford him, because Juan Mata will not be on the salaries that he was on when he was with Man United. Uh, and
He's a different kind of player. Um, so therefore, would be interesting to see if he would be. He's a playmaker as well, but he can play on other positions as well. But would be interesting to see if he joins Mohan. Let's wait and see. Do you think the Supreme Court verdict will come on Indian football constitution, or will it be going to postpone as usual? Supreme Court side? Kumar, I am not the Supreme Court, so therefore I don't know. You're asking me to speculate. I was told there's supposed to be a judgment on the 25th in the afternoon, and if the Supreme Court, verdict comes, this gives FIFA the right to ban us because the current constitution, which is in front of the Supreme Court, does not comply with FIFA and AFC regulations and constitutions. Thoughts on the possibility of India losing their direct ACL 2 spot in the coming seasons? We were currently ranked 10 in AFC club competition rankings, lose direct qualification, we get any further. But it's a danger. Indian clubs will have to perform next season. Very simple. Don't you think our AFC Asian Cup group was quite easy? I still believe it was our best chance. Which one, Akash? 2023 or 2019? 2019, it wasn't an easy group, but we made it easier for us. So, and 2023, Australia, Uzbekistan, Syria, no chance whatsoever. I said at the start uh, that to me, India scoring a goal would be a success. We didn't score a goal, so I guess I was right on that. If Arkatak beat Al Arabi, then Turkmenistan will have more points than India. Aman, but I think the ranking change comes only in 2026, right? It's not a yearly change. If the AFC hasn't changed it, India can only progress in international football if we start to play in CAF or ASEAN group or join the one of the. Akash, we've discussed it X number of times. It's not for us to pick and choose CAF or ASEAN. We are in the middle of SAF. We are going nowhere. And do you think that CAFA and ASEAN will raise our standards? Do you think that we're going to be able to challenge those teams? XYZ says, nah, man, Australia, Uzbekistan was the worst teams to get. All three is way, way ahead of us. Worst possible draw. I agree. XYZ. Understand Sanjeev Goenka is not going to change and learn from mistakes of losing to Uzbek's club as Al Nasaf going into the same well and drowning and dies in ASL to any competition. Yeah. Also, Alex Saji, Abdul Rabi, and Changte are on Mohanbag radar with Changte and Saji, their prime ones. Yeah. And to me, um, Changte, I don't see. Honestly, I don't see that Mohun Bagan can entice him to go. He's got still time on his contract. He extended it. Alex Raji, Abdul Rabi could happen, but Alex Raji, Mohun Bagan, I don't know if he's the player that Mohun Bagan really want and need. That would be my question to everyone. But yeah, so therefore, I'm not sure. Um, let's see. Let's see who Mohun Bagan get. Um, I think for them also on the other side, they need to look out. Does Abhishek Suryavanshi stay? Does Deepak Tangri stay? What happens? Dipindu Viswas, does he stay? And yeah, there's a lot of things. And Abdul Rabi, where does he come in? Um, and Alex Haji is not as good. I honestly don't think he's at the level consistently to be able to play at the top level. Uzbek is stronger than India 100%. Aman, Uzbekistan is one of the fast rising powers of Asian football and their clubs. I mean, look, Pakhtakor just beat Al Hilal. So, till next season, our spot is fixed. Then we'll change spots 26, 27. Yeah, that was my info as well, Blue. So therefore, next season, it counts. Shaji means again two centre backs at the back, two foreign. Yes, two foreign. Yeah. Um, to me and to me is um yeah, against Australia we had zero chance, but at least we should have ended up with draw against Syria and Uzbekistan. Oh gosh, seriously. Uzbekistan, a draw, no chance. No chance. Again, can be your viewpoint, but then I have to question your viewpoint, right? Because to me, Uzbekistan is more difficult to play than Australia, I would think, right? And Syria, with the way they've played in this, as I said, to me, watch my old videos in December or in early Jan. The target I said in January 2024 for India was to score a goal. Did we fulfill it? No. Mumbai should go for Alex Saji for Mehtab to Hyderabad. No, why? Do you think Alex Saji is better than Mehtab Hussain? Then you haven't seen football this season. Sorry. I think ASC Challenge spot should be given to second spot from ISL table rank. Aman, also another topic I've said again and again and again and again, and I think I'm repeating myself. Sometimes do watch the older ones, or older discussions, because a lot of these questions crop up regularly. The rule around the world is top team from the league stage gets spot number one. The second spot around the world normally goes to the cup winners. Only if there is a third, fourth, fifth, sixth spot, you start going down the league table. So therefore, all nice ideas, guys, but none of these ideas of India leaving SAF or that the second team in the ISL rather than the Super Cup winner should get it. None of this will happen, right? Mumbai is desperate for an Indian centre back with ISL experience. In fact, they wanted to sign Shaji last year itself. Yeah, yeah, they're desperate, and that to me means that the club doesn't trust Dipender Vishar. And I think Alex Raji would be interesting. I don't know what Hyderabad's going to offer him, but I think Hyderabad, if they're going to build a team, Alex Raji is one of the players. But Alex Raji didn't convince me this season. Do you think Uzbekistan are better than Australia? I guess them. Yeah, I think they are. I think Uzbekistan, I just said it. I think Blue very well. Good question. I think they are. They are better than them. What for you are the reasons why East Bengal is struggling ever since the admission into ISL? The disparity between them and Mohun Super Giant wasn't that drastic when they both entered the league. Potato Alliance, very simple. Mohun Bagan Super Giant is de facto 80K, right? The base team was already an ISL team. The management is mostly the same, and they have been able to build around that, while East Bengal had to start from scratch. East Bengal has failed because East Bengal has come in from the I League and has never been able to build an ISL team. This summer they thought they'd build one, but I always said, where's the bench? And that proved it. Isn't Pakta Korine? No, they are from Uzbekistan. Actually, we should have lost 6-0 against Uzbekistan. We were lucky. Blue, we were lucky throughout the tournament. We could have lost higher to Australia. We should have even lost against Syria 2-0 or 3-0. So therefore, that goal, if Igor Stimac would have been fired if the real results had happened in that tournament. We were very lucky at the Asian Cup, I would say, and I think, Syria was a good example. They left Omar Al Soma out last Asian Cup and beat us to make it next round. Listen, they left him. What's the name of the Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder, Syrian origin, who played for Germany? Was also left out, right? So therefore, Syria has options. Syria had options. Syria have options. Kumar says, why the ISL club owners are in the bubble of buying foreigners and win the ISL, then winner of ISL goes to the toilet and pushovers in the club in the first tier, second tier. Yes. Kumar, the reality is that our teams are not good enough for Asian competition at the moment. Because again, watch the start of the show today when I spoke about the dramatic drop of standard in Indian football in the last few years, right? Again, the ISL might be entertaining, the ISL might be interesting, so for me, that's the thing. And Mr. Goenka saying we were trying to compete in Asia is nice, but for that, then the foreigners that he has are not good enough, right? Those are not foreigners with whom you will be able to challenge Asia. So that's also a reality. Potato Alliance and Mohun team is not Mohun team. That is it. Yeah, that's what I said. East Bengal needs a disciplined treatment. Yeah, Aman, sadly, I agree with you on that front. That's a big them. Yeah, most number of
in the history of the ISL. Dipendo should move on. He needs game time. Yes, Akash, I agree. Dipendo, in my opinion, isn't ready to play as centre back. He's at best playable as a makeshift right back. And that's the problem with Ravel because he's actually a centre back, and I don't think he's going to be a long term option as a right back, in my opinion, right? So that's the you know.
drawing against Uzbekistan possible in a parallel universe for India, not even in my wildest dream. I think people in Indian football in delay and pandemonium. Yeah, Kumar. You said the government of India must bring OCI players and athletes if they get to host the Olympics, that the last two OCI players to be included. If that doesn't happen, will the OCI chapter be closed? Iksa said the OCI chapter will never be closed because as long as it doesn't happen, it will be a topic. And so therefore, for me, um, you know, um, it will be there. So let's see Olympics. Let's see if 2036 is actually being a reality. Jingan saved most of the goals against Australia. Yes, Aman. A depender should go to I League, in my opinion. Yeah, or a smaller ISL team. Hi now, why do you think Srini Deccan underperforming? SCT, it's a good question. Seemed to be there were some problems with the coach initially. They're doing better in the second half of the season, but to me it looks like yeah that Srini Deccan didn't get that puzzle together to be able to compete in this season uh, um, of the I League. I think them, Gokulam, Kerala, all of them were trying to figure it out. East Bengal was basically using the same formula as they used in I League, poach the best players of other clubs and hope for a league title. For example, in I League season where Aizawl FC won, East Bengal poached 70% of the Aizawl players. Yeah, very, very true. As you mentioned about Mita and others, will they get offer from other leagues? No. Bhaskar, I don't see any of the players getting offers from other leagues. No. Watch Mohanbagan get destroyed in ACL too. Let's see. A-League teams have a better gameplay than ISL. Of course. Yeah, Aman, your opinion 100%. Yeah? Indian footballers' talent level good for SAF, not ACL. Yeah. 5 years for East Bengal was too long a time to create a team. Even teams like Punjab who got promoted players and scouted better players. But Punjab FC has a working youth development system, which a lot of the teams, uh, you know, don't have. So therefore, um, let's see. Let's see if East Bengal in the summer learn of their mistakes. I have certain doubts, but maybe they prove me wrong. Um, yeah, yeah, they took most of Aizawl FC's players and even Khalid Jamil, and especially Khalid Jamil was a big disaster at East Bengal. If centre back and centre forward are mostly crucial position, where are we missing players in those positions, right? I mean, the problem is to me that the Indian players themselves have to be better if they want to play. Someone yesterday said, that Indians should be played in positions, right? And I said, why? If an Indian needs to play, he has to be better than XYZ foreigner. Otherwise, why should an Indian player be playing in that position? So for me, that is the question that we need to answer in some sort of form or way. Why, how, and why can a player play? And that's the challenge. That is the big challenge. Uh, what I'm saying, Indian club owners are not even interested to know the level of AFC if they like Sky and Middle Earth. I think club owners should know before passing statement and not even interested in grassroots youth development residential. Kumar, I think you're generalizing because I think a lot of owners know the standards of Asia, and there is one owner who says that I want to challenge Asia, and that's Mr. Goenka. I don't think you will hear it from someone at Mumbai City. You will not hear it from FC Goa. You will not have heard it from Odisha FC. Yeah. Sydney FC has gone to semi-final in ACL 2. Yeah, yeah. Costa with 3 goals to turn it around. Even interesting. Will Talal play next season for East Bengal? Bro, very interested to see what happens to Madi Talal. Um, let's wait and see. I think he has to recover from his injury first, and that's the challenge. Though I don't like him playing because he's too similar to Mahesh. I feel very true, but I think Mahesh can learn a few things from him, and especially the thing is when to play the ball. I think that's a big problem. Um, yeah, let's see what happens to him. Depend on main issues is physicality. If he want to play regular minutes as centre back, he should go to I League 2 as in ISL and I League. Every team has physically strong foreign strikers. Yeah, Zoravar, but if you want him in the long run to be able to play in the ISL, you can't send him to the I League 2 and say, listen, learn your trade here and then, in a few years when you're ready, come up. He's not that young. So if either Dipendu sorts himself out and becomes someone, or he becomes another Sumit Rathi and becomes play once in a while player. Punjab say better you development than most of the ISL teams. Very true. Blue says, in my opinion, Dipendu is good to go for I League and teams like Hyderabad FC and Modern Sporting, not I League 2. Okay. Can Costa join ISL club? Aman, theoretically, why not? But again, he is costlier than what is currently playing and running around in the ISL. As you know, India is more likely to win against Maldives, but can this win fill voids of Indian team? Bhaskar, the important is to get back that winning mentality. India has not won a game in 2024. The last win was in November 2023 away to Kuwait in the AFC Asian Cup. So therefore, for me, the big challenge is for India to win again, and therefore that is going to be something um, that we need to do. Just 1 second, I'll be back. Sorry, just had to sort of
was feeling a little uneasy. Sorry for about that. Zoravar, as an answer to Aman says, unless they produce a player better than the current national team players, it's a failure just like other academies. That's also a point, right? That yes, they have an academy and they are producing players, but the question is, are these players really better than what we have? Punjab FC still have some way to go.
Indian centre backs. Yeah, SCT. Yeah, Sana and Beke. That's it. When so-called expert talking about Indian football saying, I have contributed your reaction and since you get angry. Oh, Monali, I am sometimes I feel, nowadays I rather laugh. I honestly I don't react any other way because I know most of the people and I know what people have contributed or rather not have contributed, and therefore, I know what they're talking about, and therefore I don't take it so seriously. So therefore, yeah, that's the reality. That's the reality that a lot of people say a lot of things, claim a lot of things, but yeah. Do you think certain cannot reach beyond certain countries despite success? Certain players. You have to have quality, you know. Good night, Kumar. See you soon. Is A League producing any world class talents yet? No, but they have produced world class talents in the past, right? I mean, you know, 20 years ago, the Aussies had, if you look at the World Cup, for example, World Cup in Germany 2006 had a great team, and most of the players were produced in Australia. What's the North East United FC appeal against match with Kerala? So, Dusan Lagator had a suspension in the Hungarian league that was not carried forward, and or rather, when the um, transfer happened, um, and therefore he played the Blasters, and then had to, after that, the next match he had to sit out because then the Hungarians woke up and said, hey, listen, he still has a suspension which he has to serve. The Indian team landed in Shillong. I think national teams should play their matches in venues where there will be guarantee for a larger fan appearance rather than places like Hyderabad or Delhi. Potato, Hyderabad, yes. We saw that last year, right? But Delhi, I remember 2007, 8, 9, when they used to play in the Ambedkar, had sellout crowds for the Nehru Cup matches or for the AFC Challenge Cup at the time, right? So therefore, can be. Doesn't have to be, can be. I don't think these Mohun Bagan foreign players are good enough for ACL level. No, they're not. You're very, very right. In ACL level, none of the players in the ISL are good. ACL 2, yeah, maybe against weaker teams, but against strong teams, no chance at all. As per E-League, X handled their earnings from academy went up recently. Okay, that's good for them, isn't it? In my opinion, Dependo should be developed as a right back, as he's shown quite promise in that position. His best performance was as a right back. Yeah, but if I understand it right, um, I think they want to develop him as a centre back, and we have enough. I always say enough right backs, right? So therefore, for me, if Dependo can be developed as a centre back, I think it's good for him. It's good for Mohun Bagan. Could be good for Indian football in the long run, but in the old days, I used to say Mahesh Goli and Deepak Mondal also weren't the best. So therefore, yeah, having height is an advantage, but does it always have to be? That's then the question that needs to be asked. When I look Australia as a sporting nation, they're good cricket, hockey, football, but India stay with one sports. Yeah, Murali. If he plays the right way, he needs better speed. That's one of the things that I feel, Blue, very well said. I think that Dependo needs more speed, and therefore I think he's a better centre back than as a right back. I'm talking about certain sports cannot reach other countries despite success. Other sports, yeah. Morali, why a sport is big, why it's not, um, yeah, big question. Worst foreign player in ISL history, in your opinion? Boss or whatever. I don't know. Who would it be? For ISL standards, maybe someone like a Florent Pogba, who's never played properly. Honestly, I wouldn't remember. They've had so many foreigners over the years. We don't know. Can ISL ever be profitable? Honest opinion, yeah, 100%. But you need to take the right measures to make it profitable. That's the challenge that Indian football has, right? 100%. ISL can be profitable, but for that you need to do a lot of things, and most probably it needs even more investment than it's had in the last few years. Are you happy with the national team selection? What changes would you have made? For Toto Alliance, to me, overall, yeah. The one thing that I think it's a risk is not picking Gurpreet, despite. Uh, so therefore, you know, that's the only one. Otherwise, an interesting mix. I would have. Um, Rahim Ali would be another one. Again, there are 3, 4 players who could be in the mix but weren't. So therefore, but otherwise, I think yeah, it's a good squad. How good Australian player international did they produce in a world class? Yes, in past that Tim Cahill, but current. Well, you just answered your own question. Yes, of course they've had world class, but currently, No, I don't think so. Even Cannavaro was not tall, but was on the best centre back. The Pinto is better as centre back rather than right back. Yeah, Angry Birds. I also have that feeling. I don't think he's, to me, is a long term right back option. Australia, Germany, England, US, Canada, perfect examples of one country and easily have multiple sports. Yeah, you can add X, Y, Z countries in it. Is Ashik best wing back we have? No. Wing back, there are better ones. Florentine Pogba was a scam. No, Mrinal. Um, I actually checked with people in France after he went back, and if I got it right, couldn't adjust to the weather, to the conditions, to the food. Happens, right? Happens, shouldn't happen, but did happen, and that's the little story around Florentin Pogba. In my opinion, Juan Belen Coso was the worst in ISL history. SCT says, according to me, worst foreigner in ISL, Oliver Trost. Again, everyone will have their own opinions, right? Is there any corporate that tried to tie up with John's Northeastern SC? He has had partners, but no big corporate house, let's put it this way, has tied up with them. Which goalkeeper will start versus Bangladesh, Amrinder or Vishal? Zorawar, uh, I would think Amrinder, but yeah, let's wait and see what he does. Is because of money Europe has more powerhouse team compared to other parts of the world, or they were by far better? Murali, when I look at it, not from today. Today we talk about money. But European football developed 50, 60, 70 years ago, right? That's when Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay developed. So it wasn't a matter of money. So people can make it a matter of money, but I don't think it's a matter of money. So therefore, in my opinion, it was about the development, but we don't talk about grassroots or we don't talk about youth development. In those days, it used to happen, right? A lot of players just came in and played football. Right, nearly 1.5 hours. Quick reminder to those of you who are watching at the moment, if you haven't, if you're liking the conversation discussion, do leave a like behind, do share so that more people can be part of our conversations. And if you regularly want to come back and visit, do leave a subscription behind. We're at 2,364. Thank you very much. And yeah, let's keep on growing the community. Will we ever get to see Ambedkar Stadium, Akash? Good question. I don't know. You know, so let's see. Do you think any good outcome can come from the FSDL, AIFF dilemma? Angry Birds, if they sort it, let's see. I know a little bit more than you, I guess, but I would not be able to tell you if this is solved, if this is sorted, or if this will end up in a big mess. With the current AFF, you never know if they take the right decision or don't. John Abraham recently met Jashankar and also gave him Northeast United FC jersey. Yeah, Jashankar has been collecting jerseys recently, right? He got one in the UK from Tottenham, and yeah. How John and Abhishek are running their clubs, it costs lots of money. It's a question for those guys to ask. I don't know. Abhishek is, of course, linked to Vita Dani, so there is that corporate angle to it. John is running it on his own. Do you think weather plays huge role? Yes, I remember a player cancelling their contracts in Saudi League. What are you, some players? Is it a role uh, for them? It plays a role. You know. Um, so let's So therefore, yeah, it can. Kerala Basisi strikers are better than Mohanbal and Super Chan, in my opinion. Nah, nah, man. I wouldn't go with that. I will just inform Strachi that they want to invest as the main sponsor of ISL and also want to be investor of ISL teams. Not happening, right? Angry Birds. Why BC General Group want to shift to Delhi? Is operating in Hyderabad expensive? No, it's for them. they've got the headquarters and everything there, and I guess for them, they're operationally, it makes sense. I don't know if it does, but that's what they've been saying and telling people. So yeah, therefore they want to shift to Delhi NCR. How much blame would you put on us fans for the state of football in India? Are we a bit too success hungry that we sideline football for cricket most of the time? By fans, I mean the common public. Yes, because um, Potato Alliance, the problem here is very, very simple that the fans are a stakeholder in the game. Indian football fans or football fans in general are a stakeholder of the game, right? If we put the blame, the first blame always comes to the AIFF, given, right? Then the second blame uh, goes to the other stakeholders, which are the clubs, the state associations, the district associations, the academies, and all that. You've got the media, you've got the new thing, media slash social media, and then the fans. The fans have an important role to play, and the general fan of not bothering about Indian football is even bigger than bothering and being angry with it. Because if the fan is angry and unhappy with it, you at least voice that, and that is also not happening. So therefore, that is a huge, huge problem for Indian football. Do you think everyone wants to share your success but not your failure? When you're down, you have to fight it all. Yeah, morally, that's isn't that, it's not sports. I think it could be something said about life, right? That when you're successful, people want to be part of your success, and when you fail, you find out who are your real friends. Is Guyana better than us? Morally, I don't know how good Guyana is at the moment, so I wouldn't be able to say. What's your opinion on 2036 World Cup batch of Ranjit Bajaj? 2034, Bhaskar, because 2036 is the Olympics, not World Cup, and I haven't heard about it, so I don't know. As per Marcus, Thomas can be in another ISL club. Interesting, bro. Yeah. Supposedly he wants to leave the Blasters, and they've also said now that they're going to appoint a new coach for the reserve team. The single decision can mark this AFF regime to be one of the best or one of the worst in the years to come, in my opinion. Yeah. Angry Birds, I don't know if they're going to be one of the best. The one of the best, I think, is that train is already, or that ship has already sailed, rather. For these people, it's about ensuring the future of Indian football. I think that's the big thing, the big challenge for them. That they have to now find solutions to those problems, and if they don't do the right things, um, we are in for very difficult times in Indian football. So that worries me, to be very, very honest. Um, so therefore, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens. But yeah, let's see what they do. When Inter Kashi played the home game in Varanasi, Jitesh, no idea. I think their plan was one match at least this season, but that they said that about last season as well. The infrastructure still isn't ready, so therefore, I hope maybe next season. What happened to Bangalore Football Stadium renovations? Do you have any idea? Akash, nothing. Stadium hasn't been renovated. I know the artificial turf was renovated last year, but otherwise, nothing has happened. What is the case in Europe or other parts of the world? Yes, we know everyone cannot make it top. How are they managing in Europe and United? Careless. I think players, sports persons know that very few people will get to the top, right? So therefore, all these programs, hey, listen, I will send 25 kids somewhere and all of them will be good. Not happening. So therefore, these are realities, sometimes brutal realities, and um, yeah, let's see what happens. Anything you felt our ego is bigger than Indian football? Of course, a lot of people's egos are bigger than Indian footballs. Most of the Indian people blame the gameplay of ISL. They say the gameplay of European leagues are better and have good quality cameras. I don't think so. Someone who watches regularly European football, I think the camera angles and the quality is as good. It is sometimes the stadiums where where you can position your cameras can be a challenge. Um, you know, so that's that. And gameplay, gameplay is always a topic, in my opinion. Um, yeah, it's going to be, sorry. Gameplay is always a topic, and But watch 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 football in Europe live regularly in a stadium, and then let's have a conversation again. How good player was Bibiana compared to today's better than I would say, technically better than the players we have today. So that sums it up. Marcus posted Karavasisi might bring new coach before Super Cup. Yeah, Roshan, they're trying. They're all over the place at the moment trying to find a new coach, a suitable coach for their needs and desires. Let's see if the Blasters can really fulfill that for themselves, or if they're, you know, you know. Let's see. Let's see
what can be done. Sorry, the connection. 1 second. I'm still talking. To you guys. That there needs to be sort of, yeah. Um, you know, let's see. There is a change about to happen in more backroom staff. Thomas has worked previously in Morbagan under Kibo. Maybe he can come back or be head coach of his own for any other team. Angry Birds, I don't think he's coming back to Morbagan. I think Thomas is finishing his coaching qualifications in the summer. So I guess he's being targeted by ISL teams in the summer. What are your favorite hotel in India and Europe? Which one is better? Oh, really, there are good hotels both in Europe and India.
because the cameras are far from the pitch and also our air quality level is bad. We need good animation too. Yeah, yeah. A lot of Indian players have a serious lack of maturity and decision making, in my opinion. The red card for Nunga wasn't surprising to me. The guy had already stacked up cards and bans like this. So we. Potato lines, yes, 100%. One second, I just have to quickly get up. 100%, because my problem. Uh, I just watch the live that I did for the Arkadak East Bengal game. It was, I mean, the script was there for anybody who understands football a little bit. Everything happened as per one would have predicted, right? I said, ideally East Bengal get an early goal, and then ideally the opponent gets a card. You have a numerical advantage, and then you can take that forward. Now, what happened? East Bengal scored a first-minute goal. It looked good. But then, 11th minute, Lachungunga gets his first card. And I said after in the 11th minute, he will not survive 90 minutes. It is not going to happen. Lachungunga is not the player who can survive a whole game. So therefore, what happened after that? He did a second foul in the 18th minute, was lucky to stay on the pitch. And after 32 minutes, he was gone. And then after 75 minutes, because East Bengal had to play with 10 men, they were tiring. And it was clear, evident, that someone is going to make a mistake and is going to commit a foul, and then they're going to get a penalty. It's like what happened against Bangalore FC in the ISL. So the script was just there. So that's the problem that I felt with East Bengal in that Arkadak match, where I felt it was nothing was surprising to me, right? The things happened. Yeah. Do you think Rene player were more technical than present, but today more physical? Yeah, Murali would agree to that. As there's no relegation ISL, the number of teams have been decreasing in I League, and is this was a number decrease here? Yeah. Bhaskar, normally they should be increasing it, right? So they have, um, but I think uh, uh, that 12. I think that was the number that they were targeting, and of course, this season, the Indian Arrows were supposed to come back, so you would have actually kept it at the same level. So let's see what they do next year. How do you rate Thomas? Good coach, but he and Purushothaman were not able to turn it around. So my question is, did they fire Mikkel Storer too early at the Blasters? What made you support Indian football despite disappointment, lack of result, and person would quit? I saw it, I watched it. And I don't support something for that it's successful or not, right? So think about my hometown team, FC Remscheid, right? They now play sixth division. When I was a kid, we used to watch second Bundesliga. My first matches were second Bundesliga matches in front of thousands of people. And now the club plays sixth tier. I support them still today. They even got relegated to the seventh tier nearly a decade back. So that's something which is there. What about referee quality in India? It's improving. Despite whatever people say, um, the refereeing in Indian football has improved. Cooper's doing wonder with Diamond Harbour FC. Most probably they will play I League 24 or 26. Yeah. Akash, I wouldn't say he's doing wonders with them. If you look at the squad of Diamond Harbour FC, it's de facto an I League squad. But he's a good coach. He's worked hard with them to get to where they are. And yes, let's see what they do. He will not come to Bagan. The point wasn't about Kivu, it was about Thomas Schorsch. Any fanboy moments you have? Murali, I've said this. I'm not that kind of, overawed by the occasion with people. I've seen, interacted with some of the biggest names in the sport. Yeah, you know, Ranjit Bajaj World Cup 2024 match was a scam. They should be under 15 by now, and Bajaj if lost to Punjab. See, that I haven't heard anything. Right? You were shouting out about it. I think 2-3 years ago. I've not heard anything about that team. Are you coming to Shillong for Bangladesh game? Bhaskar, I want to come, but to me, it's still not confirmed. There have been noises in the East Bengal, 10 ex-East Bengal players to release their mantra boss. What's your opinion? Mrinal, yes. Yeah. Um, and it's not just about the performances, but it's more about the behavior on the field, which I feel is a problem, and that was already a problem at the Blasters. So I would say, that to me, their mantra should never have been signed. We are good at scamming ourselves, and after that, we get disappointed and we it's hard. I hate in Germany silent day. It exists. Is there any chaos in Germany? Silent day? No, I don't know what supposedly silent day. In chaos? No, I wouldn't say. As a football fan, I don't feel emotional connection to European clubs. I don't have any choice except supporting Wangan Indian national team. Good, Akash, for you. Do you pay transfer fees to sign players or just sign release players by the Bundesliga? Repeat. Who you're talking about, Zorabar? How do you see fans making God for our players? I'm critical about it, right? I'm critical about it, but again, who am I to say that, Zorawat? Sorry, Murali. Where do you live? I live in Germany, Bhaskar. Foreign players leaving their clubs mid-season, not a good look for Indian football amateur who the striker. In Shillong Najong Assam that comes to mind this season. Potato, it happens, right? It's in players leaving mid-season. Churchill brothers have made an art out of it over the last 20 years. It's quite normal in them, you know. Let's see. If Indian team plays your German team, do you think they will give tough fight? I would hope so, but I wouldn't guarantee for that, right? So therefore, that there's a standard difference, right? It's nothing much to talk about. There is a gap of standard between these two, and yeah, it's there. So therefore, not easy to bridge that gap, right, between those two sides. Right, 1 hour 43 minutes, nearly 7 p.m. German time, nearly 11:30 p.m. Indian time, and yeah, do like, share, and subscribe. I'm talking about the club you're a part of. Zorawa, normally at that level they try and sign players of which are free, but sometimes there are players who are still on contract with other teams. Where you pay a small transfer fee or you take a player on loan. That also happens. I remember we had 3 seasons ago this Portuguese kid for 6 months with us, or Portuguese origin boy with us on loan from a fourth division club who in the past used to play actually for the Portuguese under 17. So yeah. Where do you place England in current scenario? Murali, I don't place them anywhere because Thomas Tuchel is coming in. He's announced his first squad today. Let's see what he can do. I don't know where they stand. Liverpool winning 2019 UCL, India winning over Thailand. These are all things made me grow as a supporter. All right, interesting. Punjab FC performance in Premier Next Gen, your view. Bhaskar, I don't overrate it because you are playing against kids. The Premier League clubs were playing their under 18s, not even their first under 18s, but sometimes even their bench. Great result, but don't overestimate it. One thing you miss in Germany, one thing you like to take from India. I think sometimes the structure that we have in Germany on one side, which is like, but on the other side, the hustle and bustle of India is something which I also like. So therefore, if you combine it in some sort of form or way, that would be good. Bajaj 2034 match only achievement till now is winning Gothia Cup. Yeah, but Zoravar, even winning Gothia Cup, that was not the top level Gothia Cup. And who plays Gothia Cup? That's a grassroots competition. This team was supposed to be our main batch for the World Cup in 2034. So even that, um, yeah, that's also a thing of where we are, where we stand, and how we sell our stuff, right? Reliance Youth Football, your thoughts on it, Murali? It's good that Reliance is doing its Reliance Foundation, and um, it's doing its Reliance Foundation Youth Football Young Champs program. Um, yeah, that's something which is good. Weren't Churchill Brothers to disband the club at the start of the season once the season ended? Now they're competing to qualify. I said, funny how football works sometimes. Potato, I don't know how many times they've said that they will shut down the team over the years. I think at least 10, 12 times, and they're still there. So it's good, right? That the Churchill family, that the Alamao family are still running Churchill Brothers is great. What do you do in Germany? Bhaskar, I work in football. Google arunfoot, and you'll find what I do in football, what I don't do in football. Yeah, football has been my work, and football has been my life. Dallas Cup, if they won, would you be surprised? Yeah, Murali. No chance of an Indian club side winning the Dallas Cup. That's a different level. The Gothia Cup is for grassroots, and Dallas Cup is for pros. When will ISL knockouts start? Supposedly 28th, 29th of this month, I've been told. Any rumors about FC Goa new coach after Manoj takes national duty? Newton Chacha, nothing so far. I have not been hearing anything. I know that I think there was an attempt. I think there was linking of Oscar Bruzon to the job, but nothing has happened. They often say certain places own vibes and instances you felt, yeah, Murali, there are a lot of places, right? So therefore, so yeah. Beating bigger team in friendly easy compared to AFC? No, no. Why should it be easy? By the way, Sunil returning from retirement has led to quite buzz by Indian media criticizing AFF. So, Robert, yes, um, surely they can criticize, and it's something that they can or should do. But to me, is the question is then, um, why has it happened? And in that front, it can be a criticism, but the reality is we need him, right? That would be my point. We need at the moment a Sunil Chetri if we are thinking of getting anywhere near the AFC Asian Cup. That would be my point. Right? If we want to get to 2027 to the AFC Asian Cup, we will need Sunil to play for us. Otherwise, in my opinion, it is not happening. Yeah. Do you love it? In chaotic environment despite living in Germany. The chaos is not what I like, but I like that maybe it's a different word, but I like the hustle and bustle. This um, if I'm walking through Mumbai, or if I'm walking through Kolkata, Old Delhi, for example, right, has its own charms. Any good names that are good for Goa? Yeah, I mean, there would be quite a few, I guess. But again, I've not heard any names so far. Arun Ami, yeah, Murali, thanks. Who's the oldest professional football player till now? If I think it should be Katsuyoshi Miura, huh? The Japanese player. I think he's still playing 57, 58, I think is his age. Yeah. India rank in AFC club competitions 10th, which means if we slip down one more position and we will lose direct spot in ACL too. Yes, Newton. And that is lucky that we are 1 year, we still have to fight to defend that slot. Would you think FSDL would do a better job for Indian football if they were to put in their partnership with FF own the entirety of ISL? They own the ISL is theirs. FSDL Reliance owns the ISL. So no. Any instance you thought I will not work with this person in my life? Yeah, I'm really. Yeah, and I've done that. To have played for national team seems like Sunil will become the oldest by the condition of Indian football. Let's see. Let's see how it is. What do you think about Irfan's performance? Gotten better, gotten better, and I hope he does get even more better. What's your favorite moment in Indian football, Bhaskar? Favorite? I have a few. I mean, the biggest favorite moment in Indian football for me was 2019 when we beat Thailand in the AFC Asian Cup. I was there in Abu Dhabi that day. That was brilliant. 2011 when we played against Australia, hearing first time the Indian anthem um, against Australia in the AFC Asian Cup. Those would be the England tours. I've been involved in those in 2000, 2001, 2002. Always fun. Yeah. How would you rate Albert Rocker as an ISL coach? Late George was a fan of him. Yeah. He built PFC. He took them to the final of the AFC Cup. So Albert Roca, for Indian standards, has been a very good coach, Mrinal, sorry. Do you think AIFF decision maker behind Chetri to avoid maximum possible qualifiers to save the image? It was Manolo Roshan. Is there any racism in Germany? Yes, Aman, there is. Sunil will break that Japanese player's record. Let's hope not. If you're born in Germany not having Indian roots, if you're either India first time, you will get shocked. Monali, I don't know. I have Indian roots. Do you know Dhruv Rathi? He lives in Germany as well. So I've heard about him. I've seen a few videos of his, but I don't know him personally. Did you ever visit China? They absolutely built massive sports center. Yes, Murali, I have been to China. My favorite moment, Koramangi scoring there against Bahrain. Yeah, Roshan, that was also great. I remember that was also, a few minutes you thought, we can beat Bahrain, and then boom, 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 they scored 3 goals. Do the government involve themselves with the Premier League, La Liga, etc.? No, no, the government doesn't. Even the federations don't. It's run by private entities. What are the sports you are not willing to work? Oh, Morali, I'm open to work in any sports potentially if it's something of which is of interest to me as a project. Right, 1 hour 52 minutes. Let me slowly come to an end on this Friday evening. As always, thank you all of you for this discussions and talking points. And yeah, tomorrow I'll be back a little earlier than usual. Um, and like, share, and subscribe as always. Keep on supporting Indian football. And I'll be back tomorrow. Happy Holy Evening also to the others. And good night. And I'll catch you tomorrow then. And watch the short videos. Support Indian football. Support Arun Foot here on YouTube, on my other social medias. Visit arunfoot.com. And I'll see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.